Hello. Today we have with us Christina Russe, who is the Deputy Secretary General at ECTAA. Welcome. Thank you for coming.
Hello. Thank you very much for inviting me.
So today with Christina, we'll be speaking of the role of tourism associations in shaping sustainable tourism. So let's first, please tell us a little bit about your organization and your role inside of the organization.
Okay, yes. I'm Christina Russe. I'm Deputy Secretary General in ECTAA. ECTAA is the European Association of Travel Agents and Tour Operators, and our members are the national associations in the various European countries. So we represent a very large sector. We represent not only travel agents and tour operators in leisure sector, but also in the business travel segment. We in Europe, we say approximately represent some 120,000 businesses. And yeah, we're one of the many, unfortunately, many travel organizations in Europe because, well, our industry is very fragmented. And so there are many sectors represented in our industry.
Thank you. And also when I was reading your job role, you also have sustainability mentioned as one of the areas of your responsibility. So what is your role within ECTAA, and also how is your role connected to sustainability?
Yes, so we're a very small team. We're like 4.5 people. And I am responsible for sustainability within ECTAA. So I am specifically assigned to follow all sustainability matters in ECTAA, and that's really important because otherwise, back probably 10 years ago, sustainability was something that you probably did on a Friday afternoon, if at all. But now sustainability is an integral part of our business, of our organization. So it's really important to have one person responsible for sustainability, but not only one person, of course, the whole team has to be on board. And yes, and it's very important that within an organization, it's not just one person, but then also the whole members are behind that as well. And we have asked our members that each and every one of them have to assign one person responsible for sustainability.
This is great. So what do you believe, and what is the role of tourism associations in shaping and promoting sustainable tourism?
Yeah, obviously, we hope to play a big role. As I said, 10 years ago, maybe sustainability wasn't yet really in the mind of everybody, but now everybody is talking about it. So we as an industry association, I think our primary role is still, unfortunately, to raise awareness. I think we're in a place where we have different mindsets. We have those that are understanding that we have a climate urgency and that we need to act. Then we have, and they are actually acting. Then we have some that they know we have to act, but they don't know how to do it. And then, unfortunately, we still have a number of companies or businesses that even, yeah, they don't think that it's really their responsibility to do anything, or maybe they think they have a responsibility, but they're too small to make a difference. So we as an association, we still have to continue raising awareness about the importance, and also educate our members and the companies about what you can do to improve sustainability. There are so many systems already existing for travel agents and tour operators to improve their sustainability. There are tools out there, there are best practices, there are examples. So we need to bring that really to the market.
Okay, so if you can name some of the key instruments that you use to raise awareness, do you talk about it in your, I don't know, online communication, conferences? Do you have like any, planned activities around sustainability?
Okay, so planned activities. I don't know whether you are aware, but ECTAA is one of the signatories of the Glasgow Declaration. So I suppose I don't need to explain what the Glasgow Declaration is, but it is basically acknowledging that we have a climate urgency and we as an industry have to collectively do something to achieve the targets set out. So as a signatory of the Glasgow Declaration, we have to develop and implement a climate action plan. We were relatively slow. We signed last November, so 2021. We have only just adopted our climate action plan, and so we are going to implement it now. And obviously, the climate action plan, we are not a business. We don't actually have a lot of CO2 footprint, but nonetheless, as an organization, we can act as a multiplier by really ensuring one or two of these action points, which is really improving the collaboration within the industry and raising awareness, providing education, and obviously also in terms of decarbonization. So our action plan should be published shortly. But we are already implementing today a lot. I don't know whether you want me to speak about the project that we have implemented.
Yes, as well. First of all, just to finish the discussion about raising awareness, and then we can have separately about what your organization does. How do you raise awareness then among your members, and how you educate your members? So what sort of communication channels you use, how often, if other tourism or associations would also like to do something to promote sustainability, what kind of, what do you already do?
Okay, well, we're very lucky because we have a very good cooperation with an organization called ECTAA. In the Netherlands, they are managing the travel life certification scheme. Basically, it's a management training and certification scheme for tour operators. And in that collaboration, we are able to offer our members free access to online training, tools, best practices that have been collected over the years, specifically for tour operators in this certification scheme. So what we have done, I think already a year and a half or 2 years, if my memory serves me well, we have done a webinar for our members and we have promoted this collaboration. So it's a very useful tool for our members. And then what we have also started doing is we have looked at our members that are kind of front runners, those that are the most engaged and very far ahead already in terms of practicing or promoting sustainability within the membership. So we have a few of them. One of them is our Dutch member, ANVR. They have been working on sustainability already for the last 15 years. And what we organized is, what we did is we organized a study tour for our members and with a couple of SMEs to go to the Netherlands to meet with the organization, but also with a couple of their members. And basically we asked them, okay, how did you get started as an organization, just like ours, but at the national level? We asked them, how did you get started? What was your policy? Do you have a mission statement? And so on. And then we also had best practices from 4 companies. That was very inspiring. We had 4 different companies, so smaller ones, ethical ones, but then also big companies like TUI, and then a typical sun and beach company. So very, very diverse. And we're going to do that same exercise again in Germany during ITB. And then why not also do it with our UK member, ECTAA, probably more than end of next year.
Wow, this sounds great. I'm sure that always the study tours are bringing a lot of inspiration,
absolutely,
network and so on. So you say that your front runner is ANVR from the Netherlands. who else would you name as the kind of the leaders of among your members?
I would definitely say Einwehr in the Netherlands, ECTAA in the UK, and then DRV in Germany. They are probably the ones that have been working the longest in terms of sustainability. They have a lot of tools developed. For example, our UK member, they have developed Travindy for accommodations. I don't know whether you're aware of that. Not alone. I think they did that also in collaboration, but basically it's certifying the hotels with whom their tour operators members are then working. Our German member, they're also doing a lot. They are working now with a German organization, NGO called Futuris. They're regrouping again the front runner tour operators, but also other travel companies in Germany and possibly also Switzerland and Austria, but I would have to check. And they have now a project called climate conscious traveling. Basically what they're doing there is they are working on a methodology for calculating the CO2 emissions of a whole trip. So not only the flight, but the whole, all the elements of a package. But what is innovative in their project is that they want to bring that information directly into the sales point, so that the customers can actually see the CO2 footprint when they select a trip. There are a lot of CO2 calculators already today, but some of them or most of them are separate tools. This project is differently because they want to really integrate this into the booking systems so that it is visible at the point of sale. And Germany is very good. It's a good example because the German market is using a system whereby a booking system that is used by most travel agents. So it is possible to reach many customers in that way.
Great. Maybe you will have a chance to talk with the German association separately to learn more details, and of course carbon footprint calculators, which not only count flight but the whole travel, are definitely in need, and everyone is asking about them. So you as association, then you collaborate with other organizations that provide education, training, right, and certification for tour operators. You mentioned that you organized the webinar. Do you have, I don't know, a section or a dedicated part in your newsletters or regular event that mentions sustainability and somehow news or trends, or is more ad hoc whenever something is coming up?
That's a very good question, and I think there is room for improvement here because we don't have a set agenda yet. So it is really, I should have mentioned this, we have a sustainability committee. So as I said previously, each and every member should assign or nominate a sustainability expert to our sustainability committee. So we really represent then all of Europe in that committee, and we meet ad hoc. So it's not something that is already set in advance that we want to meet in January or February, and that's when we're going to target or discuss this and this. It's ad hoc. It's depending on when we want to discuss a specific issue. For example, we know already next year we want, in the frame of one of our projects called Sustor, which is an EU COSME-funded project, we have developed a plastic management toolkit for tour operators, and we want to launch it at ITB. So there have been already now a few meetings to present this, see whether that really works with the tour operators, provide feedback in it. We'll probably have another one early next year, just to, prepare the launch of this new tool, which is very obviously going to be very, very useful, hopefully, for our tour operators.
What aspects you see of sustainability are the most important to your members or for your organization? You were mentioning climate change, plastic. Maybe you can elaborate on this. Which of the issues and why?
Definitely. I mean, climate change, I don't need to say it. It's the biggest issue, a challenge for all of us, all industry, including tourism. So that is something that we really, really need to work on, because, I mean, we're obviously, without the natural resources, we are nothing. We have nothing to sell. So that is something that we really need to address. Plastic pollution is so visible. Again, if we don't take care of our planet, then yeah, we have nothing to sell in the next generation. So that is also a very, very important. The other things that we are working again in the frame of our sister project is shore excursions, how to make them more sustainable. So there's going to be like a shore excursion certification program. And that is going to be done obviously with the cruise companies. And then there's one further aspect which is supply chain management. And that is then looking at everything in sustainability, not only carbon emission, but obviously also other matters like, social, human rights and other, well, everything's there.
Mm-hmm. And regarding human rights, because as a result of COVID, we see now that in hospitality sector, there are almost 1/3 of workers left the industry. Hotels are now really struggling with labor and finding the right people. What is the situation of labor conditions in the travel and tour operators? Is it as bad as in hospitality, or we could say that in supply chain as well, and in general it's a little bit better?
Definitely. The situation is not very well good either for travel agents and tour operators. We had, unfortunately, a lot of people that left the industry, as you rightly said, in COVID-19. Not many of them are necessarily returning, because, I mean, they have reoriented themselves, and so they're not necessarily coming back. And then, yes, our industry is it's a difficult sector to work in. The hours are difficult. It's very seasonal. So we definitely need to work on improving the working conditions. And so, yeah, that's it's not something that you improve from over a day or two. We had an interesting meeting with our members on what we can do to improve or to attract new talent into our industry. And there were some very good examples, it was an information campaign about the different job profiles and opportunities in our sector. Then we had another example from our Dutch colleagues, where they offer a lot of online training free of charge. Others have also teamed up with a recruitment agency, and they've done a large scale at the national level a campaign also to either, well, targeting different people, either young people, attract them already when they're at school or even at university to our sector, or for those who are left, try to make them come back, or try to recruit from other industries. So many different profiles and targeting and trying to get them back. But it's definitely something that we need to work on.
You mentioned many different instruments, and in terms of education and some instruments, do you actually measure the engagement of your members? Do you know how many members completed the training, how many are certified, how many use the carbon calculation tools or plastic tools that will come soon?
That's, again, a very, very good question, and something that we should be thinking about. So our members are the national associations, and part of the climate action program, one point is to measure. Again, we're not a business emitting a lot of carbon, but we can, for example, measure the involvement of our members. For example, which of our members have signed the Glasgow Declaration and implemented a climate action plan? So that is something that we would like to do, but it is impossible for us to know how many of the actual businesses are using carbon calculation tools, because there's so many of them, businesses, and so many different tools. So that is really, really something that is difficult for us to see.
But if you cooperate with platforms like Travel, then it's quite easy to.
Yes, sorry.
Right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So in Travel, there is the possibility to work with a coach, and the coach can actually see how many companies are actively working on the platform, which companies are using the carbon calculator, which is called KarmaCal. Yes, so that is possible, but at a larger scale, like at European scale, or even international, it's probably a very, very, very small fraction that is working on the Travel Life platform.
Yeah,
but we should be ambitious, and we should promote it and make companies use facilities.
So for you as ECTAA, you signed the Glasgow Declaration. How do you imagine working on sustainability in the nearest future? Are you planning to have your own strategy on sustainability, more systematized way of engaging members, and making everything more structured, or for now it's as good as it is?
Yes, indeed. We want to integrate sustainability in our mission statement, so that it really, really becomes a core principle or objective of our association, of our industry. So that's one thing. And indeed, as you rightly said before, we need to develop a little bit clearer plan or program of the activities that we want to do. So for the moment, as I said before, we are working on this EU COSME funded project called Sustor that is running for 3 years. We're already 2 years into the project. We're really, really, really happy, because the initial idea of this project was to find at least 120 tour operators and get them working on sustainability. We did a call for applications, and we got more than 700 applications, which show that sustainability has become so important, and that companies want to do something, but they just don't know how to do it. And so we have asked the EU, basically the one who is financing this project, we asked them, can we, instead of the 120, can we do 600? So we're supporting 600 small, medium-sized companies in their process, in their journey towards sustainability. We're 2 years into the project, and we have 1 more year until, actually even less than that, we have until September. And the idea is that this project doesn't just finish and then we do something else. We want to build on from this project. We want to continue working with ECTAA and with Futuris, which are partners of this project, and see how we can continue offering the support that we have basically rolled out during this project, and see how we can continue giving that support to the SMEs. It's going to be interesting. I mean, the EU support was very, very helpful. So now we just have to do it on our own.
Sounds great, and I'm sure you, with all this preparation and support of the EU, also financial, it will be much easier to continue all the initiatives. So what can we expect from ECTAA in 5 years, let's say, when it comes to sustainability?
Well, I hope we get more of the industry on board for sustainability. You mean ECTAA as an organization, or you mean the industry more large?
Both.
Both. Well, I hope within our organization that sustainability is going to be just as important as all the other policy matters that we deal, and we're getting there. In terms of the industry, yes, I really hope that we can make that difference to make our members realize that sustainability is really key. It's there to stay, that they need to address this on an equal footing like any other policy matters.
All right, so I wish you all the best with all your initiatives, and to finish the project with the EU in the next 10 months or so. And we will be all watching how as ECTAA and other tourism associations that are your members, delivering the sustainability objectives. So good luck. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for this opportunity, and also good continuation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.